welcome to the TMZ podcast. I'm Charlie Neff.
And I am Eric Colley.
Eric, I'm so excited to do this with you today.
I know, you and I have never gotten to do this together.
I know. So Eric is one of our top dog editors for the TV show. He has the best music knowledge on the planet. Honestly, I don't know anybody like you. You're a genius.
An idiot savant, I've been called.
Oh my gosh.
Accent on idiot.
Well, you're amazing. So we have a lot of topics to go over today. First, we're going to start with Justin Timberlake. His mugshot was released. A lot of updates to his DWI arrest.
And is Britney getting a nudge in their little shot?
I know. I think so. She's getting some redemption.
Yeah.
We'll then move on to Kevin Costner. He's breaking his silence on the rumors that he was dating Jewel.
Yeah, he's answered it once and for all.
Yep. You'll find out. Buckle up. And then Ariana Grande is defending her voice change whenever she speaks normally, not singing.
Right.
Which
and it is night and day.
Yes, it is. And then Chrissy Teigen, lastly, she was in a bathtub bathing in dirty water. But there's an explanation, which is also very gross.
Yeah, it's kind of gross either way.
Yeah. But okay, starting off with Justin Timberlake. His mugshot was released by Sag Harbor PD yesterday, and woof, this is a rough. I mean, he's still cute because he's Justin Timberlake, but just his whole thing was in the police report. He apparently told cops that he only had one martini. When you see this mugshot, do you think he just had one martini?
No, cops say that he reeked of alcohol when they pulled him over.
Bloodshot eyes, which you definitely see in the photo.
You see that, and also that he's doing that. If you've had too much to drink and you're trying to be focused and serious about something, not necessarily driving. Don't drink and drive, y'all. But you get that I'm not drunk. I'm not drunk. I'm focused.
Right.
You can tell he's doing that. Oh, they're taking my picture. Everybody's gonna see this picture because he knows that.
Yep.
That's gonna get out.
And I don't know if because some people were saying oh, it doesn't mean he's drunk because of his eyes. Maybe he was crying. I'm oh my gosh, if Justin Timberlake was crying right before, that would be a vibe.
That's even Cry
me a river.
Especially if he's no, I wasn't drunk at all. I just got really sad leaving the bar.
Yeah, right.
right.
But a lot of other things. So he was at this hotel before he got pulled over for drinking and driving. He was at a hotel called the American Hotel. I actually spoke to the owner over there. Very nice guy. He wouldn't talk about any of the rumors. There's some reports, I don't know if you saw, that Justin was apparently taking people's drinks in the hotel. There was a restaurant there that he was at, and he was guzzling people's drinks, and he was just being kind of belligerent.
Right.
So I asked the hotel owner about it. He basically said, look, we don't talk about guest privacy. He's but as far as over serving goes, everything we did was up to standard. We didn't do anything wrong. He said that they would invite Justin back.
Of course.
They're not banning him, which I'm sure this area is very hoity-toity. A lot of celebrities hang out in this area, so it'd be kind of weird.
Yeah, and also that's why the owner's not going to say anything about this. I mean, he probably wouldn't anyway, but like you said, they have a celebrity clientele, and if they think the owner's going to dish out their business, they're not going to go there.
Totally. And apparently this restaurant is really popular to dine at. Katie Hayes that works here.
One of our producers.
Yep, she said that they have an amazing lobster bisque, which I'm ooh, I want to go check it out now. But
also, to the owner's point, saying he's obviously defending them, saying our servers did not overserve Justin.
Right.
But if people in the bar and restaurant are saying Justin was grabbing other people's drinks and drinking,
that wouldn't be overserving.
Right. He might have only
that
ordered.
On his own.
And so maybe that's why in his mind, when he tells the cop, I only had one martini, maybe that's the only thing he ordered.
Yeah, good point.
He just drank everybody else's drinks.
Eric finding the loophole in the story.
Technically, I only got one drink.
Yeah, right.
I might have had 10 others, but that's...
And what if the martini had 4 shots in it?
Could have been.
Yeah, I mean, even though it's a martini, might not just be one or a half shot. Could be loaded. And also Britney Spears might be getting some redemption a little bit, or a little clap back too.
Yeah.
So she had posted a photo on Instagram of a cocktail. Obviously, Justin was released from jail yesterday. So this is kind of hours after his release, which you think Britney would know. Everyone was
100%
tweeting at Britney she finally got her redemption. This is karma catching up with Justin Timberlake because of all the Britney beef. So she posted a photo. I think it's a pina colada.
Looks
Looks
like
delicious.
it. There's like a cherry in it. It could be non-alcoholic. We don't know.
Yep, true.
But she just said, it's the little things, with that picture.
Right.
What
It's
are the little things?
And then she also posted a video, one of her famous dance videos that she usually does, showing off a cocktail dress,
Two
which
of
I
them.
thought was kind of interesting. Yep, couple of them. So another nod to
Yeah.
cocktail,
Also thought she said, the caption, she said, my first cocktail dress ever.
which
No.
strange.
There's no
Yeah,
way.
yeah, totally. No way, no way. But she looks great.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying that Janet Jackson is kind of getting her dues because remember the whole scandal
Absolutely.
between Justin and Janet, Super Bowl. Janet kind of got canceled after
Yeah,
that
she
whole
definitely
thing.
got canceled. Like there was an active campaign by certain people in power to make sure her songs didn't get played, her videos didn't get played anymore. And Janet has always kind of taken the high road with Justin about that
She
because
has.
she's never, he didn't say anything, so she's never said anything bad about him.
Yeah.
But fans were like, he didn't really defend her too much either.
Right, right. Well, people think that Janet finally got her redemption from
Right.
this whole thing.
People are loving this takedown of Justin Timberlake lately.
I know. It's kind of giving like the new J-Lo. I feel like J-Lo was kind of getting taken down on social
Right.
media, and now it's like Justin, and it's just been snowballing over like the past year or so.
His new album wasn't super well received, and now this, it's. Yeah, he blew through a stop sign, and definitely do not drink and drive. I'm not saying that, but
Right.
nobody was hurt in this.
Yeah.
We've seen lots of celebrities get DWIs, DUIs over the years, but this just seems like such bad timing for him because people are like, another thing to pile on, and ugh.
Exactly. But we were told that he's still going to be performing because he is currently on tour. He has a show on Friday and Saturday in Chicago, and we were told it's still on.
I'm
So
sure.
it'd be interesting if he addresses it. He still hasn't addressed it, by the way.
Yeah, I do you think he will? Because he's very serious about himself.
He is. I think he takes himself a little too seriously, and the reason why I say that is because he's never gone on tour like with NSYNC or like really acknowledged them. And I think
Right.
people think that hasn't happened because he takes himself too seriously.
Yeah, so maybe this he has to acknowledge it. It's gonna be
Right.
such an elephant in the room the whole time.
Or his wife,
Yeah.
Jessica Biel. She hasn't acknowledged anything either. And you feel like maybe she would come out and kind of say, like, look, drinking and driving is wrong or anything like that.
Just even say I support my husband, but she was seen out afterwards. She's filming in New York. She was seen out with her co-stars. Seems sort of unaffected right now.
Right, right. But you have to imagine maybe she's taking a break from set to be by his side,
Maybe.
possibly. I don't know. We'll see. We'll keep you guys updated. Moving on to Kevin Costner. He's breaking his silence on the Jewel dating rumors. And a little anticlimactic, but I kind of want to get your take on this.
Yeah.
So he actually sat down with Howard Stern, and here's what he had to say.
You and Jewel, that kind of thing?
No, Jewel and I are friends. We've never gone out ever.
She's
special.
fantastic.
She's special.
And
I don't want these rumors to ruin our friendship because that's what we have. She's special. I mean, she's beautiful.
I don't know.
I don't think that's closing the door exactly.
I know, but I'm also not buying it. I feel like when he says like I don't want this rumor to ruin our friendship, I almost feel like maybe he wanted to get with her and she like put him in the friend zone and he's still kind of hoping that maybe something will happen.
But when she was asked about it, she just said he's a great person. The public fascination is intense for sure. Like she didn't say no.
Right.
He
right.
did say no, we're not. But if you remember the photos of them, they were at Richard Branson's island.
Yes.
She's sitting in his lap. And he's got his
Yes.
arms around her.
Yep.
You don't just do that with friends.
It's very flirty.
Because he talks
very
about,
flirty.
he's like, oh, people think that because we were there together, but Emma Watson was also there. We were the only celebrities.
Mhm.
There's no pictures of Emma Watson sitting in his lap.
Nope, there
No.
are not.
But yeah, maybe he's saying it. There's just nothing. We're just friends. Maybe that's true.
And maybe they're like trying to work it out secretly to see.
That's what I think. Maybe they want to date, but they both are very famous and have been very famous for a long time. And he's coming off of that very high-profile divorce.
Right.
People were all in his business. So maybe he's like, I don't want all that scrutiny on our relationship in these early days. So you don't want to say like, no, just
Right. You don't want to like
don't put pressure on a
stop
new
it.
thing.
Totally. I love Joel though. I could totally see them being a couple and being
Yeah.
a thing. Like it makes sense. And weren't they on stage together at one point? And he was kind of like handsy with her.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
And her ex-husband was a rodeo star. That's kind of her type.
Right.
So-
right. And he's the Yellowstone guy.
He's the cowboy guy.
Totally. Well, we'll see what exactly happens.
I hope these
if
super rich kids
anything.
can figure it out.
I know.
I
They
wish
would
them
make an
well.
amazing couple.
Yeah.
And then moving on to Ariana Grande, she's defending her speaking voice change. So she's been getting a lot of heat on social media because when she does these interviews, she like talks like this, and it just doesn't seem like her real voice.
That's the only thing I thought. That's how I felt. I was like, what has happened? Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I've been writing a lot, and maybe there's some more, but I would like to do a deluxe at some point.
So a lot of people are pointing out in this interview, you could see like in the beginning, she's kind of talking lower, and then she starts like changing things like this. Well, she's addressing that whole thing and kind of clearing it up, saying that she intentionally changes her voice. She says, look, I change my voice placement, high/low, often depending on how much singing I'm doing. She says, I've always done this, bye.
But which one's the real voice?
Right, I don't think.
Because if she changed it, which one's is her voice naturally low and she makes it higher, or is her voice naturally high and she made it lower?
Yeah, good point, actually. I don't really know.
But now you do this.
Well, kind of.
A little bit.
People always think like, oh, why do you talk with that Valley Girl accent? Why are you playing into it? Like, I think people think that's my fake voice. But the truth is, the Valley Girl accent is my real voice. And if you go back and look at any like childhood videos of me, I've had a Valley Girl accent since I came out of the womb. Like I came out being like, whatever. But like people
Doctor tried to put you back in.
Yeah, they're like, oh no, this girl. But like, and I'm from SoCal. That's how we talk out here. Like this is like my actual voice. But when you hear me not being more like reportery.
Okay, do your reporter voice. Do some Ariana in your reporter voice.
Justin Timberlake was arrested versus being like, yeah, Justin Timberlake, he was arrested. But when I do that reporter voice, that's me changing my voice to like fit in.
Right.
And people think like, oh, stop talking like a Valley Girl. That's not your real voice. I'm like, you have it backwards. Like that is like who I am.
But to your credit, when you do the podcast, when we do the TV show, you have your Valley Girl voice that we all make fun of.
Yes.
But that's because we keep it real here.
Yes, exactly. And you know what? That's what I loved about getting a job at TMZ. I felt like everywhere else like that I had tried to get a job at, I felt like I had to like not dumb down, because that's funny to say dumb down my Valley Girl accent, but I had to kind of conceal my Valley Girl accent to be like accepted more in like the news reporter world.
Right.
But here you can like be yourself. And I think like the very first time I was on TMZ TV, I like told Harvey, I'm like, I'm a Valley Girl, like straight up. And he loved it. I'm like, wow, cool. I can like embrace who I actually am and not have to like hide that.
Yeah,
you know
be
what
real.
I mean?
And that's Ariana. But again, I don't know which one is real with her. I believe her thing that she is a vocalist.
Yes.
And singers do all kinds of things for their voice. She's just done this movie that is also a musical. She's got her album out, so she's got to be very aware of her voice.
Totally. And I mean, she's one of the best singers of our time.
Yeah, so if she's like, I need to speak in a lower register to preserve the higher register or whatever, but I just want to know which of those is the real voice.
Yeah, me too.
She didn't say. Think the lower one's real?
I think probably the lower one is her real voice, because to talk like this, I mean, it's crazy because you do feel like the vocal change when you start talking like this. To have Ariana Grande's voice, though, she's the most beautiful voice. And then our almost news segment, Chrissy Teigen explains why she was bathing in dirty bathwater. So John Legend, her husband, posted a video of her in the bath, and we have a clip of that.
Getting all my body makeup off.
Using Love One, exfoliating, and
that water's so gross.
Like so gross.
You can see like the ring floating around the edge of the tub where it's just, ugh. But she says she's washing off body makeup.
Yeah, which I totally get. But also like, ew. If you're washing off body makeup, take a shower where it like runs off of you and goes down the drain. I feel like to sit in it is kind of gross. I do love a good bath bomb though, where it like turns the bath like bright blue or bright pink and makes your skin so soft.
Bright blue or bright pink is fine. It's that funky,
that grimy,
like,
orangey.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I just don't know why you would want to sit in it. Do you take baths, Eric?
No.
I don't either.
No.
I feel like it's very much a European type thing. And Europeans think we're crazy for taking so many showers. They're like, what a waste of water. I remember, I know you've traveled Europe a lot. There's like so many places I've stayed. It's only a bathtub. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do in here? Like, and they'll have like one little like shower head that you can like pull out. And it's just like, it's a little too confusing for me.
I've had to take a bath in Europe, and Also, I don't know if they're just smaller in Europe, but
Yeah, they're very small.
barely fit in the bathtub, and the water comes up to like your toes, and you're like freezing the whole time. I'm like, this is miserable. Why would anybody
And you
want
have
to do
to keep
this?
like turning on the hot water
Yeah.
because it gets cold.
So you wind up using just as much water if you just showered. If you took
Yeah.
a quick shower.
But I get people maybe have the time and like to soak it. I don't know. Not my thing. Not
Yeah,
my
well,
thing.
Chrissy, we know why Chrissy did it, and why people were like, okay, if that's because of your makeup, why would you post this? Not everything has to be posted.
Yes, exactly.
Because she's selling her body makeup.
Yes.
This is all this
That is
commercial.
true,
Like
that is
John
true.
zooms in on a nice product shot sitting on the side of the tub. That's why she's doing this. And now we're talking about it.
Yeah, I just don't know if I want to put on the body makeup and then go swimming in the pool
Right.
and see it all like come out as you're like in the pool.
Yeah, it's like an oil spill when you get in the water. Nobody wants that.
A shimmery oil spill. And for our very last segment, Eric, today in history, these are things that have happened this day in the past. Number one, today's Martini Day, which is kind of ironic because Justin Timberlake claims he was drinking a martini.
He was celebrating.
He was
little early.
celebrating Martini Day.
Right.
And then this day in 1865, federal troops arrived in Galveston, Texas, the last state to end slavery.
Which is why we have Juneteenth.
Juneteenth
Happy
is
Juneteenth.
today.
That's why.
Happy Juneteenth.
That's why we're not
everybody.
at work today. Oh wait.
Oh, wait. Yeah. We do technically get 2 floating holiday day offs.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You and I shouldn't take Juneteenth off though.
We should have it off. We should have it off.
I don't know if we're floating it. Maybe there's other people on the staff should get it. But
And then today in 1910, the very first Father's Day was celebrated.
yeah, did Mother's Day come first? I'd
Mother's
assume?
Day was first, and it was a huge success. And then they're like, let's do Father's Day, which I'm like, come on.
What do you mean? Come on.
I feel like leave it to the mother. The mothers have a harder time, harder load.
There are single fathers out there.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Okay. I don't want to get attacked by the fathers
No,
out there.
but also mostly you're right.
Are you celebrating Father's Day this weekend?
No, I have dogs.
Yeah. Well, you're a parent.
No, I'm not gonna be a dog dad.
And then lastly, in this day in 1941, Cheery Oats, later rebranded to Cheerios, was invented.
It's also 1941 seems kind of late. I feel like
It does
Cheerios
seem-
have always like
I know they seem like really,
I
really
think that'd be like
old.
from like the 1800s or something. but
right.
apparently not.
I am not a fan of Cheerios.
Really? It's like the only thing
No.
we have to eat here. So
I don't touch those. That's why they're always stocked up because I don't think people want the healthy stuff.
Yeah.
I think Cheerios are healthy, right?
mostly compared to
Yeah.
a lot of other things, I think.
Just tastes like cardboard.
Speaking of Father's Day, you know what a lot of dads do with Cheerios when they have sons?
What?
You throw a Cheerio when you're potty training. You throw it in the toilet and tell the kid to aim for it.
What?
That's a thing parents do.
Well, you tell it has to be your son to aim.
Yeah,
for,
yeah.
right?
Because if it's a boy learning to pee standing up at a toilet, it's gonna go everywhere because they're kids. So you
Ew.
throw a Cheerio in the toilet and be like, aim for the Cheerio.
No way!
Yeah, I have multiple friends who've been like, oh yeah, Cheerios. You get your kid to pee at it.
Wow, the things people come up with. That is very creative.
Inventive use of Cheerios.
Perios or
Did you call them Cheerios?
Yeah.
On that note.
I know. Well, Eric, thank you so much for joining
Yeah,
us
this was fun.
today. It's been amazing. And thank you everyone at home. We'll catch you tomorrow.